Brown. Brown big hit and a kill. That's the middle for Rude. And Rude takes it over the block.
Our game is brought to you by the KJAM Sportscasters Club.
Waybox, that's right in the middle for Rude to the kill. Waybox, Rude down the middle, got tipped. And it's down for a point. Madison will take set number 2.
It's time for the Farmers Ag Center pregame show with the voice of the Bulldogs, Matt Rose.
And good evening, and welcome to Chamberlain, and welcome into South Dakota Class A Volleyball's first ever Sweet 16. And we've got it for you right here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. The Madison Lady Bulldog volleyball team into this Sweet 16, and one match away from a trip to the state tournament where Madison hasn't been since 1999, standing in their way. Yes, here we go, a game to go to state between Madison and St. Thomas More. Stop me if you think you heard this just a few days ago, but yes, that's what we have again. The Madison Bulldogs against the St. Thomas More Cavaliers. Winner moves on to the South Dakota State Tournament. Madison Bulldogs 19-8 in the regular season, and they are the number 10 seed in this Sweet 16. They're taking on the number 7 seeded Cavaliers of St. Thomas More, who finished up their regular season with a 23-8 record. Two teams, as I join in here, Tom Farrell, who's with us in the broadcast, kind enough to drive down to over here to Chamberlain today. Two teams that, much like we had in football, not only don't play each other, but just don't even have many common opponents that you'll find. It's a tough way to figure out what this matchup's going to look like.
Very definitely, Matt. And if, the only common opponent we were able to find was the fact that both of these teams have played Elk Point Jefferson. And, of course, St. Thomas More was able to defeat Elk Point Jefferson, and Madison probably has played a couple of their best matches against Elk Point Jefferson, but in both cases came out in the short end. In the DAC-12 conference, they lost by a 26-24 score in the first set, and then lost the second set. And then in a match held in Madison, it came down to a situation where, Madison took them pretty much out to the end, but just was not able to finish the business there either with Elk Point Jefferson. So that's the only common opponent. Similar to what we saw on Friday night, there was really nothing to compare to the Cavaliers and the Bulldogs as they prepared to do battle on the football field. It'll be much the same today.
Two teams that everybody in this section of Sweet 16 is playing on neutral courts. Madison did that last week against Baltic as well. St. Thomas More hosted. But sometimes I think that's maybe less of a factor in volleyball. They play on so many neutral courts in tournaments as the season goes, and both these teams have played in a couple tournaments this year. So something for just to keep an eye on here as we go along. Maybe Madison with having a postseason playoff game with a little more experience in the neutral court. The Cavaliers were the number 2 seed out in their region, which was Region 8. They beat Hot Springs and then won their match against Belle-Fourche to get here. Pushed them, though, in that 5th set against Belle-Fourche. 19-17. St. Thomas More came away. So Madison's margin of victory, a 4-set over Baltic, a little more comfortable than what St. Thomas More had.
Right, because that one out there went to the 5th set, and, of course, that was a number 2 and number 3 seed matchup out there also. So, and the Bulldogs scared us a little bit, I guess, with being lethargic down at Sioux Falls Christian against the Baltic Bulldogs, but certainly came out in those last 3 sets and demonstrated the capabilities that they're capable of playing. So, I think if you take a look there, this is probably going to be one of the taller teams that we've faced. They have a 6'2" middle hitter, and that will probably be where Olivia Rude will have to be matching up both blocking and hitting. We'll have to see what that does. And then a couple of their other hitters come in right at that 5'10" area. So I'm expecting that there could be some real battles at the net, both in the middle and on the outsides.
Yeah, it's one of the larger teams, taller teams Madison's played. And without knowing a lot about some of the teams St. Thomas More, Madison brings in a lot of height. Could be one of the taller teams that the Cavaliers have had to deal with. St. Thomas More in recent history, then again, everything with St. Thomas More High School is kind of recent history in some ways. They are no strangers to the State A volleyball tournament. It's been a few years, but 2007, 2008, 2010, 2011, whereas Madison is trying to get back. Madison's got certainly players on this team that were not alive the last time they were in there. Granted, they're high school, they're all young, but 1999, the last time Madison was even in it. It's only been 2 trips in their teams in the school's history for the Madison Bulldogs. This is a big deal here trying to get it done tonight.
Very definitely, and I think, everybody is excited. I know that St. Thomas More probably has to be excited, and I know we're excited with the Sweet 16 format, where that takes us away from teams that we historically play against for that opportunity to go on into the state tournament. And otherwise, we would have probably been playing Sioux Falls Christian for the opportunity to go forward. And, of course, Sioux Falls Christian has a very, very strong tradition and are, like the last 2 years, defending state champions. So, I think the Sweet 16 gave both of these teams an opportunity. It's one of the few Sweet 16 matchups that doesn't have a number 1 seed in it.
Yes. And as we looked at that Sweet 16, and maybe now's the time to kind of break that into that a little bit, the 1s and the 2s in these regions almost exclusively won. Elk Point Jefferson is the only 3 seed, the only non-1 or 2 that made it in. So as people like us, maybe we're looking at this and a lot of coaches thinking, okay, if all the 1s and 2 makes it, that's almost exactly how things played out. But the one thing that was interesting to me is that there are almost no matchups of teams that are close to each other.
No.
I mean, everything ended up across the state.
You got number 1 Dakota Valley going against number 16 Winter. You've got number 2 Custer all the way with Sioux Valley, and that one's going to be played in Fort Pierre. And then you got Sioux Falls Christian, and they're going against Redfield Dolan, the central part of the state. Von Holm and Elk Point Jefferson and Millbank and Miller might be the 2 that would actually be the closest. St. Thomas More and, of course, Madison playing here in Chamberlain. West Central, and, of course, that's interesting. They're playing Groton area at the Madison High School gym to stay with the neutral courts. And then Mobridge Pollock is also down at Fort Pierre and Pierre at Riggs High School, and they're playing the number 12 seed Pine Ridge. So we've got a lot of number 1 seed matchups, which is good because that was part of what the purpose of the Sweet 16 was to try to get your best 8 teams into the state competition regardless of geographic areas.
It should be some good matches out there. I know we've kind of highlighted not only this one that has the potential, obviously a 10 and a 7, not that far apart, to be a really good one. That Millbank Miller one could certainly be good. Bonholm, Elk Point Jefferson. I even think that that Mobridge Pollock Pine Ridge matchup. Pine Ridge, again, to see how they play, but one team they have played was Custer. Custer hadn't lost this year, but the closest I think they came was Pine Ridge. It pushed them real hard in 5 sets, so you never know. They could pull an upset there as well. We've got a lot more to get to here on our Farmers Ag Center pregame show, including a look at the starting lineups. But first, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout. Give you a chance to listen to a portion of the interview that we had with Jill Craneville after their win over Baltic last week. That's coming up in 2 minutes here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390. But first, I want to remind you that tonight's game officials, the law on the court, brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Your 4 officials, Bent Baum, Angie Kinsley, Roxanne Dyke, and Casey Dykstra, your 4 officials for tonight's contest. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the head coach of the Bulldogs. That's next on Dakota's Best.
Consumer protection. We're not just here to help you with your complaint. We'd like to help consumers before they get themselves into a situation that requires our assistance. Call 1-800-300-1986 or log on to consumer.sd.gov and help us help you. South Dakota Division of Consumer Protection. Call 1-800-300-1986 or log on to consumer.sd.gov.
Trust your farming operation with the locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. With their state-of-the-art facility, Farmers Ag Center offers trusted advice when it comes to fertilizer, seed, and crop protection products. Area producers can expect accurate and timely advice, including efficient delivery and application of products during all seasons. Locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. The leaders in the field, the leaders in customer service. Proud to serve area farmers and proud to support area communities.
Twin Lakes Animal Clinic and the Howard Animal Clinic have a friendly reminder for both pet owners and cattle producers. First, pet owners should take precaution before winter as fleas are looking for a nice warm place to call home. Call Twin Lakes for advice and products. For the cattle producer, it's time to schedule pregnancy checks for cows and heifers and also to vaccinate calves prior to weaning. Dexomax, Poron, or injectable provides excellent lice and internal parasite control. Twin Lakes Animal Clinic and the Howard Animal Clinic rely on them for this fall's large and small animal health care products.
Mustang Seeds, your proven leader with proven performance for over 53 years. Providing top-notch service that area producers have come to expect, Mustang Seeds provides the service and products to maximize yields and quality harvest. Mustang Seeds is the best choice for having your farming operation succeed. Contact your seed expert today at Mustang Seeds, 605-256-6529, or online at mustangseeds.com.
You can count on our seeds year after year, planting your future, Mustang Seeds.
Welcome back into our Farmers Egg Center pregame show on Dakota's Best, AM 1390. It is the Sweet 16 of Class A volleyball tonight in South Dakota. The Madison Bulldogs in Chamberlain taking on St. Thomas More. Madison had to go through Baltic, a 4-set victory last week in order to get to this match. After that win over Baltic, we had a chance to talk with Madison head coach Jill Craneville. Here's what she had to say.
Good win. They're a scrappy team that can hit pretty hard, too.
They are. You know, they're out without their setter right now. Who started at the beginning of the season. So they were trying to do some different things with their setting position. And, you know, our girls did a nice job handling it. We finished. You know, we were down, I think, quite a bit in that third set, and we came back to fight back. And I know the girls can do it. Now they know they can do it, and it was a good win for us.
So, Coach, what was the difference between the first set and the second set?
Our passing.
Okay.
And we were able to, we just weren't connecting. We had too many errors in that first set, a lot. I told them we need to stop scoring. Decreased a ton going into games 2, 3, and 4.
Completely different teams in that second set. You know, they came out composed. They came out and played what I would call Madison Bulldog volleyball.
Yes, I agree. You know, right away we kind of came out just a little bit flat, and we finally picked it up, and we knew now that Baltic was here to play, and we just needed to show up as well.
I just think Nicole did first match back here in, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, she did a nice job. I think she's frustrated with herself at times, but I said, hey, we have confidence in you, and you keep swinging because you're 6'3", and nobody's going to stop you on that side once you start connecting.
The other player that I thought you brought in the third set when you were down there was Whitner came in and ended up making a pretty big play by having the presence of mind to let that ball go over her head.
Yeah, you know, Val was working hard in that back row, and she was getting tired, and I knew we needed to put somebody else in, and Brittany has been playing in the middle back position consistently all year, and so I had confidence that she'd be able to step in and do that, and she did. She did a nice job. That's a lot of pressure coming in. She hasn't played a ton for us this season, and she did. She came in and played hard.
That's Madison head coach Jill Craneville after the Bulldogs win last week over Baltic in the second round of region play. The Sweet 16 matchup with St. Thomas More. Coming up next, we'll have your starting lineups, and first serve from Chamberlain coming up next here on Dakota's Best, KJAM.
With Christmas just around the corner, the last thing you want to worry about is rising energy bills. To save money this winter without sacrificing comfort, follow these energy-saving tips from Heartland Consumers Power District. Install a programmable thermostat. It will automatically adjust your home's temperature for energy savings day and night. Sealing and insulating ducts can improve the efficiency of your heating system by as much as 20%. Adding insulation to your attic can create a more uniform temperature throughout the home and improve efficiency. For more energy-saving tips, visit youcanpowerforward.com.
Advanced Contracting Solutions, LLC in Madison offers full concrete, roofing, insulation, and spray foam insulation for residential and light commercial projects. They make it their goal to not only use the highest quality products for their projects, but also to provide their clients with quality work that will last for years to come at an affordable price. For an estimate, contact Jeremiah today at 605-270-1299 or stop out at their location on Highway 34 in Madison. Start your next project today with Advanced Contracting Solutions, LLC of Madison. Visit them online at acsroofingandfoam.com.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best AM 1390 KJAM. And welcome into our Farmers Ag Center pregame show. We are just getting underway with the starting lineups for these two teams. Then we'll have an anthem, and then we'll have first serve of the Sweet 16 matchup. Winner moves on to the State A volleyball tournament. We want to take just a moment before we do that and congratulate the Coleman Egan Hawks football team on their 9A state championship. We had the game for you earlier this afternoon on Jammin' Country 103. Tom and I listened to the game on the ride down here to Chamberlain, and again, congratulations to Coleman Egan on their football championship. With that said, Tom Farrell, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for these teams.
All right, let's start first with the opponents for the Bulldogs tonight, the St. Thomas More Cavaliers. As Matt had indicated, they entered tonight's match with a regular season record of 23-8. Number 1, Sophia Gomez, will be their setter. She's a senior and 5'4". Ashley Tuma, an outside hitter, will be wearing number 2. She's 5'3" and a senior. Their libero tonight, dressed in a pinkish uniform, will be number 17, Jessica Peterson, and Jessica is a 5'7" junior. Number 5, Phoebe Rossi, will be a middle hitter. She's the 6'2" sophomore. Number 8, Ashley Wosick, will be a right side hitter. She's 5'10" and a senior. And Drew Geitland, number 10, is a middle hitter, 5'10" and a senior. And number 13, Jillian Hauk, a middle hitter, 5'10" and a sophomore. Angela Estes is the head coach for the Cavaliers. Tanya Maher, assistant coaches, along with Scott McDonald, Sykes Pitts, and Marissa Woolman. The Madison Bulldogs will be starting number 1, Jenny Giles, outside hitter, 5'7" and a junior. Shania Schwabach, setter, 5'7" and a junior. Jessie Giles, outside hitter, 5'10" and a junior. Maddie Gary, a middle hitter, 5'9" and a sophomore. Claire Stroller, outside hitter, and a 5'6" senior. And Olivia Rude, the junior middle hitter. Nicole Brown, a middle hitter, as a junior, 6'3", and Valerie Naustrep.
We're going to have national anthem coming up. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with your first serve next in 2 minutes on Dakota's Best.
At East River Federal Credit Union, we offer slam dunk rates so you can get the car, truck, or recreation vehicle of your dreams without breaking your budget. Talk with one of our loan officers about financing or refinancing with our all-star rates. Visit eastriverfcu.com or call 256-8145 and ask us how we can save you money today. East River Federal Credit Union proudly supports the Madison Bulldogs and is member NCUA insured and equal opportunity lender.
Trust your farming operation with the locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. With their state-of-the-art facility, Farmers Ag Center offers trusted advice when it comes to fertilizer, seed, and crop protection products. Area producers can expect accurate and timely advice, including efficient delivery and application of products during all seasons. Locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. The leaders in the field, the leaders in customer service, proud to serve area farmers and proud to support area communities.
Madison Regional Health System is ranked in the top 5% of critical access hospitals in the nation. The independent ranking by Becker Hospital Review and Chartis Center for Rural Health considers the areas you care about the most, including patient outcomes, patient perspective, cost, and quality. Whether you choose us for your clinic appointment, surgery, or acute care, you can be confident that you are getting quality personal health care at Madison Regional Health System.
You know the cold weather is coming, right? And you're going to want to be ready with a new winter coat from Stan's men's and women's. Women's winter coats. Don't forget Stan's also has Under Armour apparel for both men and women, plus fashions to get you ready for winter and the holiday season. Stop by Stan's men's and women's apparel and save 20% on winter coats. And don't forget Stan's is now open Sunday afternoons from noon to 4 in downtown Madison.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. As the color is being retired here in Chamberlain. Give that just a moment. As the colors retired here at the Chamberlain National Guard Armory Gymnasium, that is the home site for this Sweet 16 matchup between your Madison Bulldogs and the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More. We want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight on Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM, as well as those of you online at AmazingMadison.com. We do have our live video stream up and online here, so if you want to watch tonight's broadcast, you can do that at AmazingMadison.com on the Bulldog Sports page at Amazing Madison. Teams have had their starting lineups done. They're huddling up right now and getting ready to take to the court here, Tom Farrell, in a kind of historically significant night.
Very definitely. The first ever Sweet 16 matchups, and we're one of the very few matches that actually started at 6:30.
Yeah, I know.
Rest of the matches around the state are probably starting at 7 and things. The Bulldogs will be immediately below our vantage point. We're in a balcony kind of on the far end of the gym. The Bulldogs will be underneath us. They're in their maroon jerseys, white across the sleeves and down, black shorts. And St. Thomas More is in their black jerseys trimmed with blue numbers and black shorts. The Bulldogs have their 6 people on, including their libero, who we didn't get in prior to the national anthem, and that's number 19, Valerie Naustrup. It will be the Cavaliers with the first serve, and their first server is number 1, Sofia Gomez. Gomez, also their setter, brings it across, brought up, and Jesse Giles is going to be called for the illegal hit on the service reception, so Madison immediately behind 0-1, and Gomez with her second serve. This one comes across, passed up by Naustrup. Schwabach sets to Rude. Ball brought over and hit out of bounds in there by Rossi. So we're tied for our first time in this first set, 1-0. Nicole Brown takes a seat for the Bulldogs, and Claire Stoller, the senior, in to serve for Madison. Stoller's serve is a hard serve, brought up, handled well, set by Gomez, blocked at the net by the Bulldogs, hit deep into the backcourt, and off of the hands of Gomez, the center. And so Madison enjoys their first lead of the set, 2-1, and back continuing to serve is Stoller for the Bulldogs. Sets up in the middle part of the court, hard serve, brought up, passed a second time, and hit and brought across the top was Jillian Hauk. They're saying that that was a touch by one of the Bulldog blockers, so the point will go to St. Thomas More. Set number 1, we're tied at 2 apiece. Next serve brought across in there by Wosick for the Chargers, and into the middle was the Schwabach set to Rude, and she hammers the ball down for a Bulldog point inside out, and that brings Jenny Giles back to the service line for Madison. Madison leads. They're the guests on the scoreboard. The lower team in the bracket, 3-2. Jenny Giles' serve was long, kept in play, set on the outside, and went outside the antenna. Was the shot in there by Phoebe Rossi, so Madison 4. The Cavaliers of St. Thomas More 2. Giles' next serve comes across, hard serve, brought up, set to the outside, brought over. Passed up by Naustrup, set to the middle to Rude. She has the block back to her, set on the outside this time for Jesse Giles, partially blocked by the Cavaliers. Set, blocked at the net by Rude and Schwabach, and Madison now has a 5-2 lead. Set number 1, we go to 25 points in each of our sets. And Jenny Giles' next serve, deep into the backcourt, passed up by the Cavaliers to Gomez, and that hit goes in off of that right side. Nice shot in there by Phoebe Rossi, and that is a 5-3 Madison lead. And Rossi at the service line, hits the net, kept in play. Schwabach quickly takes it across. Dump set, nice job out of the front row in there by Drew Geitlin, and gives the Cavaliers a point. 5-4, set number 1, and continuing to serve now for the Cavaliers is Phoebe Rossi. Rossi looks to Coach Estes, gets the signal, brings it across, passed up by Naustrup, set to the outside for Jesse Giles, and she takes it long, and we're in our first set and already have our third tie at 5 apiece, and continuing to serve now is Phoebe Rossi. Ball passed up. Schwabach's got to work hard, and right at the net to bring it down. Tremendous job at the net was Drew Geitland, and St. Thomas More back with the lead in this set, 6-5, behind the serving of Rossi. Ball passed up. Schwabach sets on the outside for Giles. Left hand tips it over, set to the far side, and ball hit out of bounds in there by the Cavaliers, and that will be a Bulldog point, and that will be our 4th tie of this first set, and brings back to serve Olivia Rude. Rude's serve is deep, passed up, set by Gomez over to the Bulldog side, and there was Maddie Gary and Jesse Giles to bring the point down and give the Bulldogs the lead, 7-6. Continuing to serve is Rude for the Bulldogs. Her serve is across. That's going to be a service ace as Peterson, the libero, does the pancake move, but the ball hits the court first, and that is a Madison 2-point lead, 8-6. Rude continuing with her tenure at the service line, brings it across, passed up, overpass, and Giles is right there, and they called her for over the net on that, so that will be a St. Thomas More point. There was no one there to play the ball, but the referee still called it an over the net call. So 8-7 Bulldog lead, served by the Cavaliers and hit into the net by Jenny Giles. Our 5th tie of this set, and continuing to serve for the Cavaliers is Jillian Hauk. Her serve comes across, passed up. Schwabach with the set, back row hit in there by Stoller, and it goes out of bounds. Now St. Thomas More back up by 1, a 9-8 advantage. Next serve by St. Thomas More comes. Passed up by Gary and eventually taken over by the Bulldogs. Set to the middle, and the middle hit brought down in there hard by Drew Geitland, and that is a now 10-8 lead for St. Thomas More. We could have our largest lead of this set if this point comes for St. Thomas More. Ball up, Schwabach does the set, the outside to Jesse Giles, and she stops it. So 9 for Madison, 10 for St. Thomas More. Nicole Brown comes in for Madison, and Olivia Gomez comes in for the St. Thomas More Cavaliers. Short timeout is Shania Schwabach is back, and she is at the service line, had to tie her shoe first. Schwabach's serve is across, good. Passed and having trouble handling it was the libero, and that's Peterson. So we have our 6th tie, set number 1, exactly what you would expect out of a Sweet 16 matchup, 2 number 2 seeds out of their region. Next serve by Schwabach. Peterson passes it up, set on the outside and partially blocked by Brown, goes off of her hands and out of bounds, and that's Geitland. And so a St. Thomas More lead, 10-11. Serve comes across, hits the net. Right there was Jesse Giles, set on the outside for Giles. Takes it right through the double block and down onto the St. Thomas More court. 7th tie, 11 apiece. Bulldogs have the serve. And with the serve is Jesse Giles. Just clips the top of the net, kept in play. Ball is over, and it comes down onto the St. Thomas More side of the net for, again, Madison retaining the lead now of 1, 12-11, and Jesse Giles with the serve. Her second serve comes across, high pass, set, quick deep shoots at, and unable to get to it was the libero Naustrup. And so our 8th tie, set number 1, 12 apiece. Side out for St. Thomas More, and Drew Geitland is the server. Serve comes across, passed up. Schwabach sets to the middle for Brown. Little left-handed off-speed hit. Not necessarily what Nicole planned, but as a Bulldog, she'll certainly take it. So a 13-12 Madison lead with the serve, and this is Naustrup's serve. Ball brought up, set to the outside, hit deep into the backcourt. Nice job in there by Wojcik. And that is our 9th tie, first set, 13-13. And back serving, one complete rotation in the serves now is Sophie Gomez. Gomez's serve comes across, passed up by Jenny Giles, set to Schwabach. Schwabach in the middle, sets for Rude, and she hammers it to the back court for a Bulldog point. Stoller in, Brown down to take her seat on the bench, and Stoller will be serving. So Madison 14, St. Thomas More Cavaliers 13, set number 1. And Stoller's serve, hard serve, handled well by the Cavaliers. Ball up, Naustrup, and eventually shoots that across, but on the third hit right there to bring it down was Phoebe Rossi, and puts it right back on the Bulldog side of the court. So 10 time we've had a tie, and back serving is Ashley Wojcik. Serve is up. Schwabach sets into the middle for Rude, and in this case it was out of bounds off of the block, so that'll be a Bulldog point. 15 Madison, 14 St. Thomas More, and Jenny Giles back at the service line. Her serve goes deep, and it's going to be a service ace as confusion between Wojcik and Geitlin in the back, and so Madison back up by 2, 16-14. Remember, you must win by 2 also. The deep serve by Giles, set on the outside and hit down and wide to the right by Rossi. So Madison enjoying the largest lead of either team in this first set, up by 3, and the Cavaliers take their first of 2 timeouts. We'll take 30 seconds and be back on KJAM.
Think about all the things that go into a home: work, time, and of course money. The last thing a person should worry about is electrical problems with their home. Trust the licensed, insured, and guaranteed service at Bob's Electric in Madison and Canova for all of your new or existing service upgrades, lighting, fixtures, and ceiling fans, farm, residential, and commercial service. 24-hour emergency service only at Bob's Electric. Call 1-800-475-3006 and talk to your friends at Bob's Electric. Bob's Electric, where friendly, dependable service is an assurance.
And welcome back to KJAM Radio. We are in Chamberlain, South Dakota. Sweet 16 Class A volleyball. Tom Farrell, Matt Gross. Bulldogs in this first set lead now by 17-14 score. St. Thomas More has taken their first of 2 timeouts. The Bulldogs are ready to return to the serve, and it'll be Jenny Giles with that serve. She bounces the ball, takes her approach for the jump serve. It's brought across quickly, set by Gomez on the outside. Partially blocked by Schwabach, quickly back over on the St. Thomas More side. Set again in there for Wojcik, and she hammers it down following the timeout. So 17 for Madison, 15 for the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More, and back serving is Phoebe Rossi. She's a right-handed server, clips the top of the net. Schwabach with the set on the outside to Rude, and it just comes in. What a shot by Olivia, just raising that line. So 18-15, Madison retaining that 3-point lead, and that puts us back at the service line with Olivia Rude. Rude does some bounces of that. Makes her approach, deep serve, passed up in there by Peterson. Overpass, and right up there to bring it down was Jessie Giles. 19-15. Bulldogs lead, and Olivia Rude with the serve for Madison. Missed dribble, but didn't seem to affect her serve, and Peterson unable to handle it. That's exactly where Rude is getting told to serve by Coach Cradaville. So it's a 20-15 Bulldog advantage, 5-point lead, and the Bulldogs 5 points away from capturing this first set. of this Sweet 16 matchup. Next serve by Rude, another service ace. So 3 service aces out of this rotation for her, and it's a 21-15 advantage for Madison. Can Olivia keep the intensity to keep those serves going in? Next serve goes handled and out of the backcourt. Ashley Washik just didn't know what to do with it. Does a double hit or a hit with a setting motion, and that's enough now. 22-15. And St. Thomas More uses their second timeout on Dakota's Best. We'll be back in 30.
The importance of insurance is to protect obligations in your life. Cundert Williams is the oldest independent insurance agency in Madison. Cundert Williams will protect your tomorrows with the company that offers the best coverage at the best price. Call Cundert Williams today for free, no-obligation price quotes and multi-policy discounts. Service is our claim to fame.
Stop in at Cundert Williams Insurance at 122 West Center Street in Madison.
And welcome back to the Chamberlain Armory, home of the National Guard and the Chamberlain Cubs. And it is Sweet 16 volleyball matchup, the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More and the Bulldogs of Madison. We are in set number 1, and the Bulldogs have a 22-15 lead, and Olivia Rude returns to the service line for the Bulldogs. Signal for serve. She makes her approach, and the serve is in, passed up. Gomez with the set, taken and partially blocked at the net. Gary and Schwabach get a piece of it. That breaks the Bulldog momentum at a 22-16 Madison lead. And St. Thomas More at the service line, and that's help with the serve. And Giles is called for the double hit as she tries to use a setting motion to play that hard-driven serve.
Second time that's happened to her in this set.
22-17, Bulldog lead. Next comes across, passed up by Naustrup. Set on the outside for Jessie Giles, and she quickly redeems herself with that hit out of the left side. Madison 23, St. Thomas More 17, and back serving is Schwabach, and that means we have Brown, Gary, and Jessie Giles in the front row. Schwabach approaches, makes her first serve. It's a hard serve, passed up nicely. Gomez with the set, partially blocked at the net. Schwabach sets on the backside for Brown, partially blocked and just hit with an outer hand in there by Maddie Geary. So 23 Madison, 18 for the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More. Serve comes across, ball up, Jessie Giles with the pass. Schwabach clears everyone away and deep passes it in. Gomez with the back set and coming around and blocked beautifully in there by Jessie Giles was that hit. Back up to Schwabach. She sets into the middle for Gary, and Gary just mishits it. Set was down low on her. So 23-19 is our score. Bulldogs up by 4. Serve comes across, passed up. Naustrup with the pass up, and eventually Giles free balls it across, just about down, and there was a tremendous hit on the outside in there for the by Ashley Wojcik, and so we're at a 23-20 score. Madison was up by a 22-16, a 23-17, and the Cavaliers had closed that gap. Madison takes a timeout. We'll also take 30.
Gain an immediate career advantage through more than 40 majors enhanced with technology. Dakota State University in Madison offers South Dakota's only degrees in several computing-related disciplines, along with tech-infused programs in education, business, communications, health, math, and science. Dakota State students benefit from small classes and individual attention from faculty members who have applied experience. Need to know more? Browse dsu.edu or call 888 DSU 9988.
And the Bulldogs come out of their first of 2 timeouts. They have 1 timeout remaining. St. Thomas More has no timeouts remaining. And here comes the serve for the Cavaliers, and it just creeps up and across. That's Madison Feist with that serve, and it goes in, so it's 23-21 Cavaliers trailing. Ball passed up by Jesse Giles, and it's an overpass, quickly saved in there nicely by Schwabach. Set on the outside and hit hard by Ashley Wosick, and 23-22 Bulldog lead. Bulldogs have got to shut down on this serve of Madison Feist. And before the serve, Madison takes their second timeout, so we'll also take another 30 seconds.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call GSN Insurance in Madison today, 556-0242.
And welcome back to the Chamberlain Armory. Tom Farrell, Matt Gross bringing you Sweet 16 action. St. Thomas More at the service line behind the serving of Madison Feist. Madison was up early, 22-17, and the timeout worked to break that momentum of the serve. So Madison 24, St. Thomas More 22, and Jesse Giles with the opportunity to seal the deal here for the Bulldogs. And she commits the service error. 24-23, St. Thomas More trailing by 1. Serve comes across, passed up by Giles, set by Schwabach to Brown, and Brown's hit goes long, and there was a touch, so that point will come in favor of the Bulldogs, and they will win this first set by a score of 25-23. Matt, we expected a close match.
We did, and it didn't disappoint. Two teams that looked like they might be evenly matched, and they certainly looked like it after that. Not going to lie, Madison caught a little bit of a break right there on a slight touch of a Nicole Brown hit that was headed for way wide, whether that was touched or not that time. And Madison looked like they had been given the opportunity, up 23. Then they get the miss hit on the serve, gives them 24. They came right back and gave it to them with the service error of their own. So Madison may be a little fortunate to get away with that first set, but Madison was the team that opened up the big lead in that one. They were certainly grabbed control of that set at least about midway through.
Very definitely, and a win is a win in this in a match. Bulldogs have won. We play best 3 out of 5, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see this one definitely go more than our 3.
Well, we're going to find out in a little bit. We got set number 2 coming up for you in 1 minute here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390.
Have you ever lost sleep over your real estate property? You owed more money at closing time? Hi, I'm Kelly with Weber Abstract. As a consumer, you have a choice where you close your mortgage, and we have appreciated that choice for the last 60 years. If you are buying a home or refinancing, think of Weber Abstract, serving all of Lake County. Weber Abstract in Madison, 256-4640, or visit us at weberabstract.com. Why go anywhere else?
Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in seed technology, as well as plant protection and nutrition. Wilbur Ellis, located in Chester, South Dakota, providing As-Grow and DeKalb brands, various field applications, and local plot data, can provide you with expert advice for your acres. Grow smart and reduce loss. Let Wilbur Ellis address your challenges. Contact your Wilbur Ellis representative at 489-2171. At Wilbur Ellis, they never stop looking ahead.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. Welcome back to our Helena broadcast booth. Helena, Madison meeting the changing needs of area producers. The Madison Bulldogs have taken the first set here in Chamberlain from St. Thomas More, a 25-23 opening set win for Madison. And they are back on to serve to start set number 2. The libero Val Naustrup will serve it away for the Bulldogs. Played up front to Gomez. Gomez sets to the far side to a big hit by Rossi, and it's saved by the Bulldogs. Off-balance hit coming from Nicole Brown. It came back right across off the hands of Shania Schwabach and down for a point. And so the first point of set number 2 is going to go to St. Thomas More as Wosick back on to serve here now for the Cavaliers from the far right side. She sends a serve across. Giles overpass, came across, got Nicole Brown as she swung her hand up defensively just to protect herself from a hit to the face there. And the
call was in the net.
Call was in the net. I thought they got her for an illegal hit.
No, a net call on the Cavaliers.
Net call on the Cavaliers. My apologies. So a 1-1 score as Stoller back to serve now for the Madison Bulldogs. Played up to Gomez. Gomez gets it across. Rude there to save it. Shoots it across by Schwabach. Gomez sets big down the middle for Rosie. Rosie goes to the far left corner and finds the open space for the kill, and a 2-1 lead now for St. Thomas More. As Phoebe Rosie is back to serve, the 6'2 sophomore middle hitter for St. Thomas More sends it into the net. And we are tied again at 2 here in the second set. We saw plenty of ties in that first set.
10 of them.
10 of them. And this is our second one already here as the serve comes across from the Bulldogs. And Jenny Giles played up to the far side, and a big hit comes from Hauk, and it went off a Bulldog player and out. And so a point for St. Thomas More, who now grabs the 3-2 lead. And Julian Hauk, 5'10 sophomore middle hitter, back on to serve from that far right side. She sends it across to Stoller, who passes up Schwabach. Schwabach sets up for Jessie Giles. Big hit, passed right back across to Jenny Giles. Schwabach sets up Olivia Rude right down the middle. She found an open court. And Olivia Rude picks up the kill to tie set number 2 at 3.
You're not going to stop that. That was up high, and Rude just followed through hard to the court.
Speaking of Rude, she had a great time at the service line in set number 1. See what she does now. Throws it up for a serve here. And nice serve comes back off the hands of the libero Peterson, and St. Thomas More. Somehow did they save that? No, they did not.
No.
It did not go
outside
of the antenna.
Yep.
And it's certainly the way it looked, and Coach Gradeville had a great angle on that, was screaming for it too, and she eventually got the call. They officially kind of run out of the way there to stay out of the way of the play. So a little late getting that call in. Olivia Rude serves it up, leading 4-3. Goes to the far right side. Overpass comes down. Oh, and Jessie Giles got a beautiful overpass and just couldn't get it over.
Illegal hit.
We are tied again. Now at 4-4 in the serve from St. Thomas More, and it is in on an ace that just finds the back line from Madison Feist. And a 5-4 lead for the Cavaliers as Feist, one of the seniors on this team, off the bench, serves again, serves it over to Jessie Giles, passed up near the middle, and Schwabach went up with it. Also up was Geitlin for St. Thomas More, and Geitlin never got her hit over the net. It came right back to her, and point for the Madison Bulldogs now. We're tied up at 5 apiece. We've been tied at pretty much every point here. It's just been back and forth in this second set. 5-5 as Schwabach serves. Nice serve and an ace for Shania Schwabach. And a 6-5 lead for the Madison Bulldogs. Tied at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's 5-6. Or 6-5, I should say. Now whistle comes from the officials here as our
little conference between the first referee and the second referee. I think they're talking about the St. Thomas More fans potentially, as they're right behind the Bulldog folks, and they're talking to home game administrator, the athletic director.
He's walking over that way now. Schwabach ready to serve here for the Madison Bulldogs. Throws it up, and here comes the serve from the Madison center. Played up Gomez, passes up, and shoots it across to the third hit. And Madison miscommunication. Naustrup backed away from it, as did Schwabach. And what was almost a free ball coming across, Madison lets fall. And we continue to be tied at every point here. We're tied 6-6.
That must mean 6 ties, Matt.
I think that's how that works, right? My Bill Thorough math fails me out there. Strong serve. Giles passes over the net. Gomez. Hit comes down from Rossi, and Rossi finds the empty back row. And 7-6 lead for St. Thomas More. Cavaliers Geitlin back to serve from the middle of the court. She sends it across. Giles passes up for Schwabach. Schwabach back sets Nicole Brown coming across hard. Here's the hit. Passed up near the net. Giles knocked it down, and then trying to save it was Russi, but she couldn't get it up off the net and high enough for a teammate to play. And we go tied again here at 7-7. And Jesse Giles will go back to serve for the Madison Bulldogs. Giles with the jump serve from the back line and passed up near. I thought that was going to hit the basketball court here, but they get a free ball across. Nowstrup passes up Schwabach, goes over far side. Jenny Giles hit goes long. And Madison again cannot get a point off a service game. And it is 8-7. St. Thomas More back to the 1-point lead again here. We just continue to go back and forth and back and forth. Gomez serves. Cross to Gary. Set down the middle for Brown. Blocked right back at her by Julian Hauk with the big block. And St. Thomas More opens up the first real lead of any kind here at 2 points. 9-7 in the second set. As Sophia Gomez, 5'4" senior, serves again. Strong serve to Nowstrup. Nowstrup plays it to Schwabach. Schwabach to the near side of the court for Jenny Giles, who hits it across. Sophia Gomez sets for Rossi. Blocked back. Nice save by St. Thomas More. Go to the outside. The hit from Wosek. Tipped at the net by the Bulldogs, who keep it alive. Overpass and a kill for Hauk on that right side of the net. And a timeout taken by Madison. 10-7. St. Thomas More leads in set number 2. We'll take a 30-second timeout back after this on AM 1390.
Planning to use a credit card to cover your upcoming holiday travel expenses or help manage that Christmas shopping list? Why not let the dollars you spend reward you? Twice. Apply for a Dakota Land Federal Credit Union low-interest Visa card today and earn double the reward points for all purchases made between November 1st and the end of the year. The holidays could be twice as nice, earning double the reward points to spend on valuable merchandise and travel. Offer good through the end of December. Some restrictions to apply. Visit DakotaLandFCU.com for details.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJM, in the Helena broadcast booth. Helena, Madison, people, products, knowledge. St. Thomas More leads set number 2, 10-7. Here in the Sweet 16 volleyball match, the Bulldogs took the opening set 25-23. Winner moves on to Watertown in the Class A State Volleyball Tournament next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sophia Gomez, the senior for St. Thomas More, back on to serve again here, leading 10-7 in our second set on Dakota's Best, AM 1390. Here is a serve to Jenny Giles. Pass up to Schwabach. Back sets it was looking for, I thought, Nicole Brown, but it was actually a back row hit from Jenny Giles. The Bulldogs are not going to get it as it came back across on a block by Rossi. The Bulldogs couldn't get it over in 3 hits. And so 11-7 now as Gomez serves again to Jesse Giles as she drives back. Schwabach sets it for Brown. Got a good look at it and a big hit from Nicole Brown. And it stops the run by St. Thomas More. Now 11-8 Cavaliers in the second set. Nowstrup back on to serve for the Madison Bulldogs. Now sends it across, short serve, passed up. Gomez goes far side for Rossi. Rossi hit partially blocked by the Bulldogs. It was off the hands of, I believe, Brown there on the left side of the net. And went all the way to the right side and out to the point for St. Thomas More. They get another immediate side out. And it's 12-8 Cavaliers as Wosek goes back to serve. Wosek serves to the left side to Nowstrup. Schwabach hits it in the middle for Olivia Rude. A strong hit that went right off the hands of Phoebe Rossi directly to the court. She had no chance. And it's a kill for the Madison Bulldogs. Big hitter Olivia Rude. As Brown subs out, Stoller back in for the Bulldogs, and she will serve at 12-9 St. Thomas More. Hit comes from the near side for St. Thomas More off that Stoller serve. Back to the Bulldogs, and Jesse Giles with a big hit, and it's passed up and over and out. And Madison with a rare point in this set off their service game.
Actually, the first one, I believe.
Yeah, first one Madison's been able to get. Stoller to serve again. 12-10 St. Thomas More. Driving serve too far. And so the service error by the Madison Bulldogs. And it is 13-10 now. St. Thomas More. Cavaliers, Rossi will serve. And Rossi short serve off the ribbon, saved by Stoller and passed across. Gomez back sets, near side Hauk. Hauk hit blocked back by Giles. I'm not even sure Hauk got to that one. The set might have been a little bit too far. Jenny was there to get the point for the Bulldogs, and now she will go back to serve here for Madison. 13-11, St. Thomas More, 2-point lead, second set. Passed up Gomez. Gomez sets to the near side, hit from Geitlin. Geitlin with a nice hit. And immediately the serve back to the Cavaliers. 14-11 here in the second set. Hauk to serve. From the far right side. Sends a serve short off the ribbon. Now stripped to the knees, gets it up. Rude, big hit. Schwabach with the set. Rude coming from the outside. Rude almost always goes middle court. Saw an opening there right down the line, and she took it and got the kill. 14-12.
Just hadn't had a chance to rotate into the middle, but she can hit from the outside as well.
And now back on the serve for the Bulldogs, 14-12. Here comes the serve. Passed up by Tuma over to the far side. Hit comes nearly out for Geitlin, and it was off the hands of Jenny Giles and then out. And 15-12 now, St. Thomas More. Madison can't get closer than 2 here after the Cavaliers made their little run. And now subbing in is Madison Feist to serve. At 15-12 for the Cavaliers. Serve, nice, hard serve that just cleared the net and off the hands of Jenny Giles. And now a 4-point lead for St. Thomas More at 16-12. And Feist to serve again. Again to Giles. Jenny passes up for Schwabach. Hits it high in the air and a free ball from Naustrup gets over. Feist all off her hands. Saved by Gomez. And a shoot set across and too deep by Geitlin. And 16-13 now. St. Thomas More leading. Madison gets the side out. Stoller comes out. Brown's back in. And Schwabach is back to serve. Carey, Jesse Giles, and Nicole Brown in the front row for the Bulldogs as Schwabach serves. High pass up to Gomez. She back sets. Big hit comes blocked back across by Geitlin. And the block was
Jesse Giles
out there on the right side. And Madison within a couple points here, 16-14. Schwabach will serve to the libero, Peterson. And then Jesse Giles again, the overpass. She's right there to put it down. She's done a great job and very aggressive on those balls up over the net. And 16-15 now, an opportunity for Madison to tie it up. Schwabach ready to serve. Sends it to cross. No, Peterson thought it was going to be Peterson. Tuma instead. Passed across, second hit. And then a couple of Bulldog players collide. They just get a diving hit over by Jesse Giles. Short hit comes to St. Thomas More. Nice save by Naustrup. Over to Giles. Giles floats it over the double block and puts it down. And for the first time since 7-7, we are tied here in the second set. It is 16-all, and St. Thomas More will take a timeout. Tied at 16 in the second set. Madison has come back and will come back in 30 seconds on Dakota's Best.
Come on into the sunshine.
Sunshine has everything you need to host game night. From burgers to brats and great deli items like potato salad, coleslaw, and chicken, as well as take and bake pizza, Sunshine Foods has you covered. Need to stock up on beverages? Check out the wine and spirits department at Sunshine Foods. Sunshine Foods in Madison, your one-stop shop for game night.
Neighborhood fresh, neighborhood feel, Sunshine Foods.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. We are tied at 16 here in set number 2. Madison Bulldogs and St. Thomas More were back and forth through the early portions of this second set. St. Thomas More went on a run, opened up a 3-point lead, kind of hung around that area for a while. Now the Bulldogs have come back to tie it at 6-6. Schwabach serving here for Madison, looking for that elusive lead in set number 2. Pass comes up over to the far side for Gomez, and Gomez off her set was a little short to Geitlin. Geitlin was late coming in. Tried a free ball, couldn't get it over the net, and the Bulldogs have taken a 1-point lead, 17-16. Madison's first lead. Quite some time here in the second set. Schwabach sends it across. Passed up Gomez. Gomez to the near side. Geitlin hit the ribbon. Nowstrup dives, saves it. Schwabach shoots it across. And Cavaliers there to respond. Hit comes across. Was it tipped? Wosick? And it was. Wosick got the hit. And yes, it was tipped at the net by the Bulldogs. And so the point to St. Thomas More. Should be 17-17 now, right, Tom?
Correct.
All right, 17-17 will be the score. And St. Thomas More on to serve and Geitlin. Serve comes to Jesse Giles. Oh, off her hands now. Strip's going to recover for it. Giles hit from the back row, sends it across. St. Thomas More looking for the short hit down the right down the middle. Phoebe Rossi, and she gets the kill out in front of a diving Nowstrup. And 18-17. St. Thomas More quickly back out in front, not letting Madison take a lead. Madison led 3-2 in this set. That's the only lead they've had. Serve comes to Giles. Back set for Nicole Brown. Comes running in. Gets a nice hit across. There for St. Thomas More. Big hit blocked by Nicole Brown off the attempted hit from Ashley Wosick. Brown blocks it back and ties it at 18. Well, we had 10 ties in set number 1. I think we're at 10 ties now here in set number 2. Madison with a 25-23 win in the opening set, and now we're getting late here in the second. Jesse Giles looking for some momentum for Madison. Will go back to serve, short off the ribbon, passed up and over. Jenny Giles to Schwabach, shoots, sets across. Right back to her. Hit comes from Brown. Brown off the hands of St. Thomas More. Hit a light and came back in. It hit one of the lights here at the Chamberlain Gym and came down to the Bulldogs grab a lead, 19-18. Jesse Giles to serve again. Sets up straight down the middle. Passed up by Tuma. And a hit across, nice. I thought Gomez was going to hit it across second time. Oh, they're going to get an illegal hit.
Net violation.
Net violation on Rossi. So Madison now opens up a 2-point lead, 20-18. Their biggest lead of the match, or the set, I should say. 20-18. Here comes the serve. Right down the middle comes a hit block back. Nice block by the Bulldogs. Again, you had Gary and Brown right in the middle off the hit from Geitlin. And Madison now 21-18, building late momentum when you need it most here. A timeout by St. Thomas More. 21-18. Madison leads second set. We're back in 30 seconds on Dakota's Best.
Twin Lakes Animal Clinic and the Howard Animal Clinic have a friendly reminder for both pet owners and cattle producers. First, pet owners should take precaution before winter as fleas are looking for a nice warm place to call home. Call Twin Lakes for advice and products. For the cattle producer, it's time to schedule pregnancy checks for cows and heifers and also to vaccinate calves prior to weaning. Dextomax, Poron, or injectable provides excellent lice and internal parasite control. Twin Lakes Animal Clinic and the Howard Animal Clinic rely on them for this fall's large and small animal health care products.
21-18 is the score here in set number 2. Madison Bulldogs trailed through much of it, but trying to pull one out here in set number 2 and take a 2-0 lead and put a lot of pressure on St. Thomas More in this Sweet 16 matchup. Jesse Giles is back to serve for the Madison Bulldogs. Giles will send her serve across. Tuma plays it up for Gomez. Shoots it out to the far side for Wosick. Wosick, nice dig and a pass over by Giles. Over to Gary. Now set up down the middle for Brown. Brown goes to the side. Looked like she was setting up to come straight down the middle. She pulled it at the last second over to her left and gets it right on the line. Great kill by Nicole. 22-18. Giles serves again for the Madison Bulldogs. Short serve and an ace. 23-18 now.
St. Thomas More has used both of their timeouts.
Giles trying to keep the pressure on. Sends it over. Tuma Up for, so it's a short pass to Gomez. They're going to have to get a shoot set across from the third. They do. Brown, nice play over to Schwabach. Far side, Jesse Giles with the hit. Played up by the Cavaliers. Set to the middle for Rossi. And now passed up by Giles. Schwabach looking for Giles, no for Brown. Hit across. It was Jenny, and it's over. And too far, I should say, over the back line. I think a little confusion of who was going to take that, Brown or Jenny. And Jenny Giles ends up sending the hit wide. And it is 23-19 now. And Gomez to serve. Dalstrup takes the serve up to Schwabach. Here comes Brown. Brown, big hit. Nice dig. Sent right back across. Jesse Giles, Schwabach. Schwabach hit it across. Bump back second hit. Off the hands of Brown. Bulldogs keep it alive. Brown sends it back over. Tuma now. Sends it up to the front of the net. Hit across by St. Thomas More. Dalstrup to Schwabach. Sets for Brown. Brown shoots it across. Right there is Tuma again. Set to the near side. Hit comes just through by Wosick. Bulldogs. Dalstrup was there. Jenny Giles, big hit. It comes back across. Another hit over by Brown, but it's going to go long. She just got a hand on it, trying to keep it alive. And it goes long. That was a great rally right there. Great point. 23-20 now. Madison with the lead. St. Thomas More still serving. It's Sophia Gomez to serve. Gomez sends it over to the Bulldogs. Dive by Giles kept it alive. And then a net violation on St. Thomas More. I was about to say on Brown. It was on the Cavaliers. And 24-20, a big point right there. And now Madison just a point away from taking set number 2. Now Strip with the serve. Tuma sends it up. High pass over to Gomez. And hit from the back row comes across to the Bulldogs. They pass it up and over, but then the hit by Rossi. She couldn't get it over the net. She was trying to place it on the left side, and she put it into the net, and the Madison Bulldogs have taken set number 2, 25-20, and they lead 2-0. Didn't grab any kind of momentum until late in that set, but they got it when they needed it.
Very definitely. You know, we were tied at 18 apiece, and the Bulldogs just from there went on out. They scored 7 points while allowing the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More to only score 2. So, you know, Bulldogs, a little bit of a sluggishness in that middle part of the set, but that didn't stop them from gaining that momentum back that they picked up in the first set.
Madison, it was tied at 7-7. It wouldn't be tied again until 16-16. St. Thomas More had the lead that entire time before Madison was finally able to get back in, take some control late, and come away with the win. They lead 2-0 here on Dakota's Best. AM 1390 will be back with set number 3 in 1 minute.
Mustang Seeds, your proven leader with proven performance providing top-notch service that area producers have come to expect. Mustang Seeds provides the service and products to maximize yields and quality harvest. Mustang Seeds is the best choice for having your farming operation succeed. Contact your seed expert today at Mustang Seeds, 605-256-6529, or online at mustangseeds.com.
You can count on our seeds year after year, planting your future. Mustang Seeds.
With Christmas just around the corner, the last thing you want to worry about is rising energy bills. To save money this winter without sacrificing comfort, follow these energy-saving tips from Heartland Consumers Power District. Install a programmable thermostat. It will automatically adjust your home's temperature for energy savings day and night. Sealing and insulating ducts can improve the efficiency of your heating system by as much as 20%. Adding insulation to your attic can create a more uniform temperature throughout the home and improve efficiency. For more energy-saving tips, visit youcanpowerforward.com.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best, AM 1390. Welcome back into the Helena broadcast booth. Helena, Madison, people, products, knowledge. Madison Bulldogs lead 2-0. I'm Matt Gross. Tom Farrell alongside me. We are in Chamberlain for the Sweet 16 matchup. And they have been 2 Bulldog victories, 2 very tight competitive sets here, Tom.
Very close competition between these two. And, of course, as they came in, Madison was the number 10 seed. The St. Thomas More Cavaliers were a number 7 seed. And certainly it has been a very, very great volleyball match. Bulldogs quickly broke their huddle. The Cavaliers stayed in till almost the end. The teams have switched ends. Madison back now right underneath us. if you're watching on the web. And on the far side is the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More, and their first server, Sophia Gomez, is back to serve. Bulldogs receivers are ready. Comes across, passed up nicely by the Bulldogs. Set and confusion, but now Strupp saves it, puts it over. Back set, taken over, and nothing but hammer in there by Ashley Wasick. And as has happened in all previous sets, it is the Cavaliers out to the first point in the set, leading 1-0. Coach Estes out shouting some last-minute instructions, and Gomez at the service line. Ball passed up. Schwabach sets to the middle for Rude. She taps it up and over the double block. Tremendous court awareness as Rude just taps it over. Tied at 1, which we've seen a time or two tonight already. All 3 sets have tied. Remember, Madison leads the match 2-0. Go to 25. Serve across by Stoller. Hard serve handled by the Cavaliers, set to the outside. Naustrup up with the set. Rude in the middle. Takes it right down on the block in there for Rossi. And it is another Bulldog point. So Madison 2, Cavaliers of St. Thomas More 1, and Claire Stoller at the service line. Stoller bounces a couple of times, gets the signal from the first referee. Delivers her serve. It's long, but handled well by the Cavaliers. Just tipped over by Gomez. Schwabach sets in the middle for Rude. She tips it over. Up. Naustrup. Back to Rude. And there's a net violation on the Cavaliers. Rude's hit would have gone long. So Madison now enjoys a 3-1 lead in this third set. Enjoys a 2-0 lead in sets in the match. So Stoller continues at the service line. Takes a couple of bounces, delivers her serve, passed up. Gomez with the set. She comes to the backside. Taken over by Wasick, and she hits long. Madison 4, St. Thomas More Cavaliers 1. And back with the serve is Stoller. Stoller's next serve, a little bit set by Gomez, and shoots set across in there by Geitlin. Set to the middle for Rude, and this time it is blocked back in there by Rossi, and also the other blocker in there was Geitlin. So 4-2, Madison advantage, set number 3. Serve comes across by Wasick. Tipped over, and Schwabach is going to be called for the illegal hit on that. So that'll be a St. Thomas More point, 4-3. And back serving is Ashley Wasick. Serve comes across, set up, and Schwabach that time brings it back down. Schwabach, the setter in the front row, assists that across onto the Cavaliers side. So 5-3, Madison lead. Jenny Giles back with the service for the Bulldogs. Her serve, a hard serve. Cavaliers have to fight hard, and they're unable to get it as the final hit by Gomez goes out of bounds the rest of the way. So Madison doubled up the Cavaliers in this third set, 6-3, and Jenny Giles' next serve comes across. Gomez, it's overpass. Jesse Giles up trying to bring it back down, but it was unable to. So that'll be a point and a side out for the Cavaliers, and it's Phoebe Rossi back to serve for St. Thomas More. Serve comes across, passed up by Jesse Giles, set back to Jesse. She delivers it, and it just hits the back of the line. I'm not sure, that she went like this, and it was good, so hit the line. 7-4, Bulldog point, and back serving Olivia Rude, who's had a phenomenal night from the service line tonight for the Bulldogs. Next serve is in play, taken over by the Cavaliers. Up to Schwabach, she passes. Over to Jesse with a deep shoot set. Cavaliers reset. Gomez sets to the middle, tipped over in there by Geitlin, and comes down onto the Bulldog side. So 7-5, Bulldog lead. Side out for the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More. Number 13 is back serving, Jillian Hauk. Serve comes across, passed up nicely. Schwabach right there with the set, takes it on the outside to Jesse Giles. Takes it right through the block of Drew Geitland for another Bulldog point. So Madison 8, Cavaliers of St. Thomas More 5, and Ashley Schwabach, not Ashley, Shania Schwabach back to serve. Takes a couple of bounces. Right-handed server delivers it across. Deep serve. Gomez with the set. Partially blocked at the net by the Bulldogs. Schwabach sets in the outside for Giles. She had the right idea, but tipped it into the net. So Madison 8, St. Thomas More 6 on the side out, and Madison Feist in to serve for the Cavaliers. Real quickly, Brown taps over the third hit. Gomez sets. Coming around on that roundhouse was Drew Geitland, that 5'10 senior. Cavaliers now back to within 1. Bulldogs have been up by as much as 3. And back continuing to serve is Feist. Serve comes across, passed up. Schwabach gets the set and taken out of the backcourt is hit by the Bulldogs. It comes down onto the Madison side. So unlike our first 2 sets, we're at 8 in our second tie. Feist serve goes long. Madison regains the lead. Set number 3 leads the match 2-0. And back serving for the Bulldogs is Jesse Giles. Giles bounces the ball, makes her toss, delivers a hard serve, and it just hits in the back row. Trying to keep it in play was Jessica Peterson, and she watches it, but it goes onto the line, so a 2-point advantage.
25-21. Novak 15-1. Over Miller 25-21.
Coach Cradaville asked for a lineup change or lineup check. Bulldogs were in proper order. Jesse Giles with the serve. Next serve comes across, passed up by the libero Peterson. Gomez with the set and deep shoot set down the corner. She just brings it straight down, and Naustrup unable to get to it. So 10-9 Madison lead. Set number 3, and back serving is Drew Geitland. She makes a couple of bounces, delivers her toss. Giles gets a piece of it. Schwabach hurries, but is unable to do it. So that'll be a service ace. Third tie of this third set at 10 apiece. And Drew Geitland will continue with her time at the service line. Ball comes right to Naustrup. Up to Schwabach. Brown with the back set. Quick shoot set across. Gomez sets. Taken out over in there by Wojcik, set to Jenny Giles. Kept in play nicely by the Cavaliers, but Nicole Brown out of the middle on the overpass brings it right back into the Cavaliers' court for the point. 11-10, and back serving now Valerie Naustrup, the libero for Madison. Naustrup's serve comes across, passed up nicely. Gomez with the set, taken across. Jenny Giles, Rude with the pass up to Brown. Set by the Cavaliers, blocked by Brown, out of bounds. So our fourth tie in this third set, 11 apiece. Cavaliers have the serve, 1 complete rotation now, and Sophia Gomez is back at the service line. That means the Cavaliers have their 3 hitters up front. Ball passed up. Schwabach with a pass. Free ball deep into the backcourt by Naustrup. Gomez sets to the middle, and right down, hammering hard, was Rossi, the 6'2 sophomore, for the first lead for the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More. And Coach Cradaville takes her first time out. We'll take 30 on a KJAM.
Just around the corner, the last thing you want to worry about is rising energy bills. To save money this winter without sacrificing comfort, follow these energy-saving tips from Heartland Consumers Power District. Install a programmable thermostat. It will automatically adjust your home temperature for energy savings day and night. Sealing and insulating ducts can improve the efficiency of your heating system by as much as 20%. Adding insulation to your attic can create a more uniform temperature throughout the home and improve efficiency. For more energy-saving tips, visit
And welcome back to Sweet 16 volleyball action on KJAM 1390 out of Madison, South Dakota, and on the World Wide Web at AmazingMadison.com. Tom Farrell, Matt Gross up in the Helena broadcast booth. Sunshine Foods scoreboard has the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More leading this third set 12-11, but Madison leads the match 2-0. Out of the timeout, Gomez comes to the service line, serves it long. Our fifth tie in this third set. Brown takes a seat. Stoller comes in to serve for Madison. Stoller's serve comes across, hard serve, brought back over. Stoller gets a piece of it, but Bulldogs weren't quite expecting that to come back, and so St. Thomas More gains the lead again, 13-12. St. Thomas More, and back serving is Ashley Wasik. Her serve comes across, and it goes wide. 2 service errors in a row for the Cavaliers. Tie us up again for the 6th time now in this set, 13-13. Jenny Giles with a hard serve, ball brought up. Gomez with the set to the outside, blocked in there by Rude and Giles, but it comes back on the Madison side, so it's 13-14. St. Thomas More, and back serving is Rossi. Ball kept in play nicely by Jenny Giles. Free ball across by Naustrup, deep into the backcourt. Gomez sets into the middle, tapped over, but right there to keep it in play. One harmed over by Rude. Set, and it goes out on the hit that was long in there by Feist. So we're tied again, 7th time, 14-14. And back serving is Olivia Rude for Madison. Rude's serve comes across, passed up. Gomez has to hurry, but does a nice hit, and it goes long out of that right front by Drew Geitlin. And so Madison regains the lead in this set, 15-14, leads the match 2-0, and Rude has the serve. Next serve by Olivia is brought up. Gomez shoots set across. Schwabach with set on the outside for Jesse Giles. Get through on the block. Partially blocking there was Geitlin, and Madison now 16. The St. Thomas More Cavaliers 14. And that's enough for St. Thomas More to use their first of 2 timeouts. So we'll be back in 30 seconds on KJAM.
Advanced Contracting Solutions LLC in Madison offers full concrete, roofing, insulation, and spray foam insulation for residential and light commercial projects. They make it their goal to not only use the highest quality products for their projects, but also to provide their clients with quality work that will last for years to come at an affordable price. For an estimate, contact Jeremiah today at 605-270-1299 or stop out at their location on Highway 34 in Madison. Start your next project today with Advanced Contracting Solutions LLC of Madison. Visit them online at acsroofingandfoam.com.
And welcome back to Sweet 16 volleyball action. St. Thomas More Cavaliers, Bulldogs of Madison. We are in set number 3, a 2-0 lead. First referee is trying to get the captain's attention for something from St. Thomas More that leaves Rude at the service line. Let's hope that the time that she has to wait is not a disadvantage. Each team has used 1 timeout, and there's the signal for the serve for Olivia, and it's a good serve. Ball is brought up. Gomez with the back set, shoot set, right up by Jenny Giles, set on the outside for Jesse, and brought back a double block. Hard to get through by Geilen and Hauk. So Bulldogs up by 1, 16-15, but side out for St. Thomas More. Next serve comes across and goes out of bounds. 3 service errors in this third and what could be deciding set against St. Thomas More. So it's a 17-15 Bulldog lead. Shania Schwabach back with the serve. The right-handed server delivers it across deep into the backcourt. Set by Gomez. Hit, tapped at the net. Set by Schwabach to Brown, and that one's blocked. Nice job on the block by Geitlin. So that gives St. Thomas More another point, 17-16. And back serving is Madison Feist. Feist is a senior, 5'9", outside hitter. Now her job is from the service line. Serve comes across, nicely passed up by Jenny Giles. Schwabach with the set to Nicole Brown. She quickly handles it back over, and up at the net was Jessie Giles on the overpass and picks it up on a hard hit off the overpass. 18-16, Madison lead. That brings Jessie Giles to the backcourt. Jenny Giles in the front, Nicole Brown and Maddie Gary up front for Madison. And Jessie Giles has a service error, second one of the evening for her. Gives the Cavaliers a little bit of life at 18-17, and back serving is Drew Geitlin. Ball comes across, passed up nicely in there, set by Schwabach to Brown, and Brown hammers it along the top of the net. Jenny Giles shoots that across by Schwabach. She sees the open court, and diving to get a piece of it was Olivia Gomez, but not until it hit the court. So Madison 19, St. Thomas More Cavaliers 17, and back with the serve. St. Thomas More dug out nicely by Jessie Giles. Quick tap over by Schwabach. Set to Schwabach into the middle for Rude. Blocked, and we've got a net violation on, not sure who they're going to call that on.
I'm pretty sure that was Olivia.
Yep, called on the Bulldogs. So 19-18 Bulldog lead. And back serving Sophia Gomez. Little confusion maybe on the signal where she wants to place this. Ball passed up nicely. Schwabach over to Brown. Brown brings it down. Quickly set again by Gomez, and this one just hits the line. We're back tied at 19 apiece. 8th tie this third set. And momentum beginning to sway towards the Cavaliers. Service across, up to Schwabach. Set in the middle to Rude. And we've got net violations on the St. Thomas More as the ball was into the net, and the Cavaliers also hit. What a break for the Bulldogs. So 2019 Madison lead. Stole her in. Brown to the, we've got a red card. Okay, we got a red card against the Cavaliers, it looks like, which should give, well, Madison already has the serve. So the red card has been recorded. That's the way violations are recorded in volleyball. Stolar's serve goes wide for the senior. 20 apiece. 9th time we've been tied, and back serving for the Cavaliers is Washington.
You can tell both teams, there's been a lot of service errors here in a tight one. You can tell both teams alive in this match. Maybe some nerves getting to them, and the Bulldogs kind of sensing opportunities to put it away.
We get the point off the red card, Matt. So it is 21-20.
Yes, 21-20. Cavaliers still at the serve.
So serve comes across, passed up. It's going to be an over. Nice save by Schwabach. Set by Gomez on the outside. Hit. Naustrup right there. Schwabach to Rude, and Rude hammers it through the middle. 22-20, Bulldog lead. Coach Estes up for her Cavaliers, trying to rally them. Jenny Giles at the service line. Receives the signal. Her serve comes across. Passed up. Gomez, back set. Delivered hard, and it goes down onto the Bulldog side of the court. 22 Madison, 21 St. Thomas More. Remember, we have to win by 2. Bulldogs have a 2-0 lead. And back serving is Phoebe Rossi. Rossi's serve comes across, passed up. Schwabach with the set on the outside for Jessie Giles. Hits it right at Phoebe Ross. She can't get out of the way. It touches her. It goes out of bounds for a Bulldog point. 23-21. And Olivia Rude back at the service line. Olivia Roods, next serve, first serve comes across, set to the outside, hit hard, brought up by Rood, hits the ceiling. Bulldogs could have played it, but unable to. So 23-22, Bulldog lead. St. Thomas More, Hauk with the serve, passed up to Schwabach, sets out of the backcourt, deep shoot set by Naustrup. Up, Gomez sets to the middle, and right down hard out of the middle was Drew Glyden. 23-23. Timeout taken by Madison, I'm assuming. So we'll take 30 and be back on KJAM.
At East River Federal Credit Union, we offer slam dunk rates so you can get the car, truck, or recreation vehicle of your dreams without breaking your budget. Talk with one of our loan officers about financing or refinancing with our all-star rates. Visit eastriverfcu.com or call 256-8145 and ask us how we can save you money today. East River Federal Credit Union proudly supports the Madison Bulldogs and is member NCUA insured and equal opportunity lender.
And truly, Sweet 16 volleyball action, Madison, St. Thomas More. This is set number 3. The Bulldogs won the first set by a score of 25-23. The second set, 25-20. We're tied at 23 in this third set, and back serving is Jillian Hauk for the Cavaliers. Here comes her serve, brought up. Nice pass up to Schwabach. Sets to Giles. She hits hard right at the libero. And that will Peterson unable to handle it. Bulldogs 1 point away from punching their ticket out of the Sweet 16 and into the state tournament. And St. Thomas More wants a timeout. So we'll keep it here.
Yeah, I think we can keep it right here. That was an enormous point. 23-23. That's it's almost a must-have point because you don't want to give any sort of opportunity face that elimination point here, and that's what St. Thomas More has. The Bulldogs are going to have Schwabach back to serve, who's one of their more consistent servers and one of their leaders and aces on this year as well. She's kind of a sneaky server when it comes to that, and her ability to kind of pull some change-ups on you and bit some aces out. These teams, this has been a phenomenal match.
Kudos to the High School Activities Association. We've really had a state tournament game.
Working great so far.
To come here, and we've gotten some scores in, and they've been interesting also. So Madison, 24. St. Thomas More, 23. Both teams have used both timeouts. It's Shania Schwabach at the service line for the Bulldogs. She makes her toss. She makes her serve. The serve is good. Peterson passes it up. Gomez sets to the outside, and it goes out of bounds. And the Bulldogs have punched their ticket to the South Dakota State A volleyball tournament next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Watertown. The first time since 1999, and only the third appearance for the Bulldogs, as it was in 95 when they won it. Congratulations, Bulldogs.
It has been quite a time for Madison trying to get back in. They've had some good teams here over the past few years. Last year, a team that, had we had this format, might have been able to sneak into the tournament. This year, a Madison team that was, again, much improved. You got this core of juniors led by some very good seniors, one of whom was able to really step up today. I thought Val Naustrup played an amazing game back there, doing getting some great digs on some huge hits that kept some points alive. Madison's going to pick up a 3-set victory, but it was as close a contest as you'll find.
Oh my goodness, Matt! There were 28 ties in the 3 sets, and so. You couldn't have asked for anything any closer. The margins of victory were 2 points, 2 points, and 5 points. So it is just amazing. The Madison Bulldog team now receiving their Sweet 16 championship medals from Athletic Director Bud Postma. And the Bulldogs will be practicing volleyball the rest of this week and on into next.
Gymnastics and basketball season doesn't quite start yet.
No. For some of these players, for some of the gymnasts, it has on there. But kudos again to the Bulldogs. But what an effort by these St. Thomas More Cavaliers coming in here, and they gave the Madison Bulldogs everything that they could possibly want. But again, what a phenomenal consistency that the Bulldogs played with tonight. Definitely the best we have seen them play all season.
I think so. The most consistent they played, the most aggressive that they played all season as the Bulldogs get their medals here. The student managers getting medals, and then moving on to the presentation of their, I don't even know what you call it anymore. It used to be the region trophy.
Well, I would assume it would be a Sweet 16
championship. Yeah. This is another first for us here. And it's always neat that Bud Postma gets to hand these out as Joe Cradaville gets a hug from the athletic director, and now we'll get to hoist the plaque here as the Madison Bulldogs are off to the state tournament for the first time since 1999. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. Your Mustang Seeds post-game show is coming up next here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390.
Mustang Seeds, your proven leader with proven performance for over 53 years. Providing top-notch service that area producers have come to expect, Mustang Seeds provides the service and products to maximize yields and quality harvest. Mustang Seeds is the best choice for having your farming operation succeed. Contact your seed expert today at Mustang Seeds, 605-256-6529, or online at mustangseeds.com.
You can count on our seeds year after year, planting your future, Mustang Seeds.
Trust your farming operation with the locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. With their state-of-the-art facility, Farmers Ag Center offers trusted advice when it comes to fertilizer, seed, and crop protection products. Area producers can expect accurate and timely advice, including efficient delivery and application of products during all seasons. Locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. The leaders in the field, the leaders in customer service. Proud to serve area farmers and proud to support area communities.
Madison Regional Health System is ranked in the top 5% of critical access hospitals in the nation. The independent ranking by Becker Hospital Review and Chartis Center for Rural Health considers the areas you care about the most, including patient outcomes, patient perspective, cost, and quality. Whether you choose us for your clinic appointment, surgery, or acute care, you can be confident that you are getting quality personal health care at Madison Regional Health System.
You know the cold weather is coming, right? And you're going to want to be ready with a new winter coat from Stan's Men's and Women's Apparel in downtown Madison. They have a great selection to choose from, and right now they are 20% off for both men's and women's winter coats. Don't forget Stan's also has Under Armour apparel for both men and women, plus fashions to get you ready for winter and the holiday season. Stop by Stan's Men's and Women's Apparel and save 20% on winter coats. And don't forget Stan's is now open Sunday afternoons from noon to 4 in downtown Madison.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJM, and welcome in to the Mustang Seeds post-game show, brought to you by Mustang Seeds, a family-owned company that has earned a reputation of proven performance for over 50 years. The Madison Bulldogs are off the state at 25-23, 25-20, 25-23 win over the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More. The awards have been handed out, the pictures have been taken, and the celebration here in Chamberlain is underway. The first team, because they played the earliest game, that is off to the state tournament here in Class A, and it is the Madison Bulldogs.
Again, Matt, the Bulldogs struggled definitely with great competition from the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More. That first set, the Bulldogs were tied at 10 times at 14-14, and then the Bulldogs moved ahead, had a 23 to 18, 22, 17 lead. St. Thomas More came back, but I think in both that first and also in that third set, the Bulldogs proved something that they haven't always been able to do, and that was to come through in the clutch and finish the sets off to eventually pick up the match win.
You know, I never felt that Madison got passive in this,
No.
which I think you felt they did against Baltic, and it's been kind of their thing this year. They sometimes when they don't get the passes working, then it kind of backs off. You see a lot of that, you know, second hit, shoot set across and things like that, and it seemed like they were on the attack all the time. You know, right away, particularly Jesse Giles, anytime there was a ball to the middle of the net, you know, where it was a question, an overpass that was just not quite making it, you know, over right to the middle of the net. She was right there attacking every single time. Madison's service game, a couple of errors there in that last set, but other than that, seemed like they served extremely well.
And, you know, they found those weaknesses, and they stuck with those weaknesses that Coach Cradaville had found, and were able to actually capitalize on that. You know, it isn't only Class A volleyball next week. It's back to the all three classes, and, of course, Class B will be played up in Huron, and we've got some area teams in that Class B tournament. Of course, the Chester Flyers being one of those teams, and of course they have something that they want to try and do, and that is do a repeat of last year. So let's just run down that Class B. Their pairings are done because they played on Tuesday night. So number 1 seed in that Class B is going to be Northwestern, and they'll be playing number 8 seed Sanborn Central Woonsocket. The second match of the day, about 1:45, will be the Parker Pheasants going against Harding County, and that's the 4th and the 5th seed. And then in the evening, it'll be Chester. They came in as the number 3 seed, and they'll play the number 6 seed, which will be Lyman, and that'll be at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. And then the final match of that Class B tournament will be Sully Buttes, the number 2 seed, going against Platte Geddes. I believe the double A's are still playing yet tonight, similar to what we are, so those haven't been set. And as we indicated, this is probably the first of the teams to qualify, but all of the teams in Class A will be qualified tonight, and then they'll go back and they'll reseed again. And, of course, Madison, obviously, with their win tonight, has moved up because St. Thomas More was a number 7 seed. With us defeating them, we could well move into a 7th seed, depending upon who wins where in there. But, you know, that all will be decided later tonight.
I don't know the scores necessarily, but I do know that Dakota Valley has won over Winter. So the number 1 seed in the Sweet 16, unsurprisingly, perhaps wins. Elk Point, Jefferson, and Bonhomme. Elk Point won the first set 25-23. Bonhomme came back 25-20. And took that second set. Sioux Falls Christian was up 2-0 over Redfield Dolan. The other ones, I know West Central took the early set pretty big against Groton area. And Millbank took the opening set against Miller, but those have been a while since I was able to get some more updates on those. So far we know Dakota Valley and the Madison Bulldogs are off to the state tournament, but those are the only ones right now that we know for sure. We will know everything today, and we will have pairings for you as soon as they're available. We'll have them, of course, tomorrow morning right here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390, and we'll have those online as well on AmazingMadison.com, on our Facebook, Twitter, if you follow us there, so you can keep updated that way as well. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. We're hoping that we can maybe get Coach Jill Craneville up here for a bit of the postgame show, so we'll take another 2-minute timeout. More of the Mustang Seats postgame show coming up next on Dakota's Best, AM 1390.
Think about all the things that go into a home: work, time, and of course money. The last thing a person should worry about is electrical problems with their home. Trust the licensed, insured, and guaranteed service at Bob's Electric in Madison and Canova for all of your new or existing service upgrades, lighting, fixtures, and ceiling fans, farm, residential, and commercial service. 24-hour emergency service only at Bob's Electric. Call 1-800-475-3006 and talk to your friends at Bob's Electric. Bob's Electric, where friendly, dependable service is an assurance.
The importance of insurance is to protect obligations in your life. Cundert Williams is the oldest independent insurance agency in Madison. Cundert Williams will protect your tomorrows with the company that offers the best coverage at the best price. Call Cundert Williams today for free, no-obligation price quotes and multi-policy discounts. Service is our claim to fame.
Stop in at Condor Williams Insurance at 122 West Center Street in Madison.
A heritage of teaching teachers. That's only part of Dakota State University in Madison, the longest-serving teacher education university in the Dakotas. Today's programs in education, elementary education, and special education include a technology endorsement unique to DSU. Need to know more about education or some 30 other academic programs? Browse dsu.edu or call 888-DSU-9988. Dakota State University, teaching tomorrow's teachers for 135 years.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call GSN Insurance in Madison today, 556-0242.
Welcome back to Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM, and welcome back into our Mustang Seeds post-game show. Madison Bulldogs with a victory here over the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More, and Madison is off to the state tournament in high school volleyball. Joining us here is Madison head coach Jill Credible. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We set up here. That is as tight a 3-0 win as you can possibly have right there. That was a great match.
St. Thomas More is a really good team. They have some amazing blockers, big girls in the front row, and our girls just did a nice job. Sorry, they were talking. Sioux Valley just won 3-0 over Custer. So sorry.
That's going to change.
That's going to change everything. But you know, St. Thomas More is big, and we knew that coming in, and we knew we were going to have to be aggressive, cover the balls. And defensively, I thought our blockers in the front row did a nice job getting a couple touches, and then made them start tipping, which helped us tremendously to get a bunch of easy balls to put away.
It seemed when we set up here, your team stayed just really aggressive for 3 sets, for maybe the first times that we've seen them here.
They did. I told the girls to start the set that, you know, this is what we've been working for, to get to that next step, get that hump like that. Sitting on our shoulder, just getting over that into the state tournament. And I said, here's where you can prove what you're made of and finish it in 3, especially going into that 3rd set. I said, now's the time where you need to finish. And the girls did that. They fought the whole way through.
And of course, Coach, this is the first time the Bulldogs have been there since 1999.
I know.
There was some team that kept them out of there for a few years. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it might have been us at Hamlin for those 3 years. But, you know, I'm just so excited for these girls and the experience that they get to, or what they get to experience at the state tournament. It's something they're always going to remember, and it's just going to be the coolest experience for them.
So of all the facets of the game, if you were to count on 1 or 2 that you think made a difference tonight, would there be 1 or 2 of those?
You know, we made some changes. Nicole was doing such a nice job blocking, and so she still stayed on the right side, but we had her blocking in the middle, and she came in, and man, I haven't seen her play like that all year. And Olivia Rude, she was connecting, she was putting the ball where it needed to go, and from the service line, she really got us going there in a couple of those sets. And honestly, it was a whole team effort. Our serve receive had a couple letdowns here or there, but you know what? They kept fighting back, and that's what I'm so proud of these girls, is they gave it all 100% of the time.
For 3 complete sets.
3 complete sets, which is what I wanted.
And it's what you got here. So we know, let's see, Dakota Valley, Sioux Valley, and Madison, the 3 wins we know for sure. Sioux Falls Christian was up 2-0 over Redfield Dolan in that one. In the end, though, for the time being, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't even matter at this point. No, I'm just so excited for the girls, and they played their hearts out tonight.
Well, congratulations on the win. I guess we'll just have to see you in Watertown.
Hey, I'm all right with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Madison head coach Jill Craneville with us here as the Bulldogs get a Sweet 16 win, and for, as we said, the first time since.
Yeah.
First time since 19. For the first time.
Oh,
okay. Do it again. For those of you that are still on the live stream, there we go. The Madison girls getting in on the live stream. For those of you that are still with us here, celebrating this victory in Chamberlain tonight. It's a great time for Bulldog athletics right now. You've got the football team that's into the state. You've got the is he one of the extension court?
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting slowly unsettled here, but yeah, you got the Bulldog team that's into another state tournament. You've got the volleyball team that is going on to a state tournament for the first time in a long time. You had probably the best year ever for the Madison girls tennis team here in this fall. So there's truly a great start to the activity season here for the Madison Bulldogs, and we've been a pleasure to bring it with you here throughout the course of this fall so far. And we're not slowing down. We've got football coming up for you. We will be in Vermilion on Saturday, 1 o'clock, when Madison takes on T in the 11A championship game. And I guess Thursday we'll find out when. It could be they'll start playing at noon up in Watertown and play through the evening, but at some point we will have Madison volleyball on Thursday.
You know, and of course the Sweet 16 format is real interesting and I'm pretty sure it is true, that number 1 seed in the state, Custer, gets knocked off by one of our East River teams, Sioux Valley, and Sioux Valley came in and they were seeded number 15 in there because Custer was the number 2 seed. So, you know, this Sweet 16 format is a real interesting thing, and I think, you know, we're only going to see more excitement with that with the basketball as both the boys and girls basketball will be following the same thing.
So that will move. I mean, presumably it could move Sioux Falls Christian volleyball, if they come away with the win, could move them up to the number 2 seed. So there's a lot to see. All we know, as we said, is that the Madison Bulldogs are going to be there. Congratulations to head coach Jill Cradaville and their team on a phenomenal win here over St. Thomas More to advance on to the state tournament. The celebration is headed to the locker room. They're going to be getting on the bus for the ride home. We're going to head home as well. Tom, a pleasure as always.
Congratulations again, Bulldogs, and congratulations, St. Thomas More, for, you know, being able to get this far with their program. They, as Coach Cradaville said, also have a very strong program.
Congratulations again also today on KJM Radio to the Coleman Egan CE Hawks football team who picked up a 9A championship. We'll have championship football for you Saturday, volleyball from the state tournament next weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390.
Tonight's match has been brought to you by the